Hello YouTube, welcome to the very first episode of Blackbeard's Garage. So today I got this 2007 Dodge 2500. It's got the 6.7 liter Cummins in it, and it's also considered a 2007 and a half. It's the first year that the 6.7 liter Cummins came in. The issue with this truck today is I got to do a rebuild. I believe it has a hole in the number 4 cylinder piston. You're going to find this out with me. We're going to do this together. There are some things I wish I knew when I first started this venture with the 6.7 liter Cummins. Like the first thing is when I deleted it, I should have just went ahead and took it to the shop and had updated head studs put in it. That's one thing that you're going to want to do is to update your head studs, especially with the first generation of the 6.7 liter Cummins. They just came out with weak head studs, and I learned everything the hard way. I spent $3,500 on it, and then you know, a little later on down the road, the injector hung. So when they start throwing a code for a misfire on these 6.7 liter Cummins, you need to just go ahead and replace all your injectors. Once you start getting a misfire code, your injector's going bad. So we're about to dive into this. I have already done some work to it. I took off the valve covers, removed the rockers, and I went to do a compression test. That's how I found out that the number 4 cylinder was having issues test. Anyways, I'll give you a little backstory. I was in the military, and when I was in the military, I was a diesel mechanic. So this is where I kind of learned everything. Hopefully this YouTube channel will help some people that don't know what they're doing work on stuff. I'm telling you, I don't have a garage. I work out in the yard. I've been doing it for years. This is the only way I know how to be a mechanic. I've never really had the opportunity to have a garage. I'd love to have a garage, don't get me wrong. But this is the only way that I can get stuff done, is out in the yard. So y'all don't be afraid to do this out in the yard. You can do it. I do it all the time. It's not a big issue. Just go ahead and do it. So let's get in here and look. I gotta grab some tools. Alright, just get you a little closer off in here. So we're gonna go ahead and tear this down. I'm gonna go ahead and get some tools and see how far we can get today. I mean, this might be several episodes. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Number one thing you want to do is go ahead and get most of the bulky stuff out of your way, especially when you're pulling ahead. And make sure you have somewhere to put everything. Most of the time, the number one thing you want to do is disconnect the battery. You don't want anything shorting out. You don't want any fuse blowing, no relays, just because of some simple arc. It can happen. I've had it happen to me several times because I get in a rush and just go at it, man. The best thing to do is just to, you know, stop, disconnect it, pull the batteries out of the way. And another thing, working on a diesel, you're gonna get dirty. I have some gloves. Who needs them things? I've been working all my life without gloves. To me, they get in the way. I have some. I might use them every now and then. But honestly, I have a hard time getting bolts and stuff out when I have gloves on my hands. So who needs those? We're just gonna work without them. Probably the next thing I'm gonna do is get this air cleaner out of the way. It's screwed in because the clips are gone, but hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta make things work while you're out on the road. On top of that, I got dirt dauber's nest, I got spider webs. It's, you know, it's something. I'm a short fella, so I gotta use a See, dirt daubing yeah, I gotta use a brick because I'm short and it's rough on a short guy. You daggum right. My old belly will get to hurting here in a little bit because I'm gonna be over this daggum hood pin or hood latch, wherever you want to call it. It's gonna be rough, but we got it. Don't be afraid of the work. Get in that work. Oh, and a heads up. Like I said, I already started working on this, so definitely a heads up. Don't leave it uncovered, especially with this Cummins here. Water will fill up quick. You'll be draining water out of the oil pan. And when they're sitting up, man, if you want to save the motor, you at least come out here and attend to it. Try to turn it over. Hook the batteries back up. Don't let it just sit there and rust. Once it just sits there and gets water in it, and it's bad news. You're talking about locking up a cylinder and rings stuck, and then you're gonna have to hone them. And oh, it's a mess. So, anyways, we're gonna get this off. Let's get this air cleaner off. Let's check this old filter out. I ain't checked this in a while. Oh yeah, she's alright. Maybe a little bit of compressed air to fix all that. Probably not. Probably need a new one, but we'll just go with it. Put this back, act like I didn't see it. Definitely did not see that. Let's see what's missing here. Make sure you cover things up. And this is where I live, is Texas. Man, it never rains here anyways. We got people praying for rain around here. They're like, oh, my crops need rain. You want some hay? Good luck right now. There we go. Right on out you can. Yep, little keepers down here. Yeah, like this one was broke anyways, who cares? But you probably do want to be careful. Just letting you know. Break stuff. Oh yeah, so this little tube here, it's got one of them turbo restriction deals. I pulled mine out. They say it saves the turbo. I don't know. You have your own judgment. I pulled mine out. She's just an old whistling Dixie now. I like to hear the turbo spool. So what I'm for sure going to try to do is keep the turbo in it if I can. I highly doubt I can. I think I'm going to have to take it off, especially with how the manifold's built. But if we can sneak it out without, you know, taking it off, let's do it. Oh yeah, check out that CCV filter. Delete. You're supposed to change these out like every 75,000 miles. I'm not tired of changing them out. This old girl's got a 260,000 on her. So I was doing some reading, some research. You know, why not delete it? So that's what I did. I deleted it. and it's not been bad. Now, I don't have an EFI Live in here. I've got a Minimax. I went to a Minimax option because EFI Live was expensive, and I paid $100 off of Facebook Marketplace. It's the way to go. Definitely go out there and research your parts. That's what I do. I stay researching. I mean, I got genuine Cummins parts for this rebuild, and I paid $1,200 for a rebuild kit off eBay. I was skeptical. I mean, eBay guarantees your money back anyways. Why not try it? But I ended up getting genuine Cummins parts. Now it might blow up. I don't know. Maybe they're not. Maybe they just put pistons in the genuine Cummins package. We'll never know until we finally put it in, so we'll find out. Don't stress about it. Just get with it. I also bought a whole brand new set of injectors, which I'm hoping they show up today. God, I've been waiting on them things. Anyways, I bought a brand new set of injectors off eBay, but they're Bosch. So I was kind of skeptical about that too, because that's name brand. But why not? Try it out. Hell. There is a few upgrades you can do to the 6.7 liter Cummins. You've got the fuel rail plug. You can change it out. I did the fuel filter upgrade from Black Market Performance. I believe that's who that's from. Anyways, it was like $250 so you can run a cat filter on it. Super easy, man. I think I did it within 45 minutes of putting it together. And look, I'm not sponsored by nobody. I'm just telling you what I did. Because, you know, when I first bought this truck a while back, you know, I'm a diesel mechanic, but I worked on like Detroit diesels out of 1 tons. I mean 5 tons and 2.5 deuce and a halves. And I worked on the GM motor out of the Humvees, but I mean, you're talking 11 years ago. So I wasn't up to par with a lot of the stuff here that you can do with these modern diesel motors. I mean, I think the stuff that's in the military that I worked on was from the 80s and 90s. So you can imagine the type of upgrades you got nowadays. So anyways, let's get back to this whole Cummins right here. For sure need to invest in a tool holder while I'm working. Oh, that's a for sure thing. Alright, so on this valve cover, you're going to need a 10 millimeter. These right here. Told you, it's rough for a short person to do work like this. They make this skeleton deal. Kind of like a, well, not a skeleton, kind of like a creeper, but it's for topside. Dude, I seen one of them, I was like, man, I need that in my life. It's foam padded. You get to be lazy and not worry about nothing. What? Where you been all my life? Yeah. Tell you what got me into being a mechanic though. My mom, she owned this brown little Oldsmobile. She got to have a daggone field. She had some shade tree. Just get it running for her. You know, at the time, we were on hard times, and you know, I never grew up with money. That's why I'm terrible with my money now. I got this, you know, some people like smoking cigarettes and doing chew tobacco, snuff, whatever you may call it. Yeah, me and it's gas station addiction. I like to go in there and buy drinks. Give me some of them old snackulators in there. I don't really drink alcohol, so I can't say and get me a cold beer. I do drink a little bit of liquor every now and then, but it's every very rare and special occasion. Kind of gave all that stuff up when I was a kid. But dude, today I love gas stations. I can't stay out of them sometimes. It's rough. It's hard out here for a pimp. But I mean, I'm not terrible with my money, but I am terrible. Put it that way. It's a love-hate relationship. My mom used to have this bumper sticker. She said, money talks, mine always says goodbye, or something like that. It was hilarious, man. Kind of lived my life that way today. But anyways, back to the story. She had this car that got out of the field, and shade tree mechanic, helped her out and got it running for her. And we'd go up big old hills, and I'd be praying, oh, just make it. Because if we didn't make it, I had to get out and push that son going up the hill. Man, I'm talking about, I was probably 12 or 13, pushing a little car up a hill. My mom's getting out. I mean, it was rough, man. I pray none of y'all ever have to go through that. Serious. Love you, babe. Huh? I do. Hey. Fine then. Love you too. Oh, heck, where do I leave off here? Now I gotta get ready for that head to get pulled. I might could pull the head. I'm just sitting here looking at it. I might could pull the head with the manifold. It's gonna be heavy, but maybe, we'll see. You never know until you do it. So let's get to it. Gotta get this casing off right here. This looks like a few bolts. I've used manual tools all my life, and I've got tools that can get some of the stuff off quick and easy, but I'm just that type of person that just does it manual, I guess. It's just bred into me. Never let it go, because for years I have been working out in the yard using manual tools. Using cheater pipes and all kinds of stuff, just make things work. My first car was a Lumina Z34. It's a cool car, man. It wasn't no V8, but I read somewhere that it was one of the cars that kind of kick-started in the 90s muscle. Probably not true, but made me feel better, I was like, hey, I owned a muscle car. Anyways, I was heck on that car. Chevrolet, which, I like all vehicles, I own most of the major brands here. I will say Chevrolet's upholstery and interior is cheaply made. I know this from experience. I own a Chevrolet now. I got that Duramax, Dura to the max, and it's a 2002. Upholstery's kind of cheap in it. Sometimes I grab the door and I'm afraid the daggone door panel's just gonna come right on off with it. It's alright. But anyways, that Lumina, I was gonna keep it. I've seen people put V8s in them and convert them to rear wheel drive and stuff like that. You know the best way to do? Get these hoses off. Get a pair of pliers and, you know, ratchet back and forth. It'll come right on off there. Me, I don't feel like going and getting it, to be honest with you. So maybe I can pull it, work her off like this. Boom! And now we got an antifreeze coming out. It's alright, had to lose some anyways. This is part of a rebuild. Anyways, so back to the Lumina. I love that car, man. When I was in the military, I left it there at my dad's house. I did not know this, you know. I had gotten a flat in the front one time, and that car had a donut in the rear and the trunk. And I put the donut in the front. Well, the right thing to do, which, like I said, did not know this at the time, was to take a rear tire and put it in the front, because it's got a posi-track transmission in the front, like both tires spin. Well, when you put a regular size tire on one side and a donut on the other, it throws the rotation and the transmission off. It's a front wheel drive car. Well, it sheared the axle on the inside of that what do they call those? Transaxles? Yeah. It's not a transmission, it's a transaxle. Anyways, yeah, it sheared it, so it sat up at my dad's house. Because I couldn't fix it. I'm not a transmission guy. I can do anything else but fucking transmissions. Fuck them some bitches. I tried let me get it right here. I tried rebuilding one time. It was on an Econo line. Oh, I gotta take these out too. Yeah, it was on an Econo line. Good job. Good job. Go check it out. These push rods are all still in there. Because I got the valves set. Gotta be careful dropping them off in there. They'll fall all the way to the bottom. Not really, but they'll fall down. You have to get a pair of new of those, dig them out. God, I get sidetracked. If you don't realize, somebody says squirrel and I'm off subject. Anyways, I was working on an Econo line. Transmission. Well, I was a kid. I did not know that they had a bunch of disc in it as the gears. So we take the front plate off of it. We, meaning me and a buddy that owned the Econo line, and it just fell apart. We looked at each other and said, good luck, I'll never get that back together. I mean, when we took it off, we pulled all the gears and stuff out of the front cover and just lifted it up and just failed. Yeah, so I say screw a transmission. Take it to somebody that's did that for years, because it is not worth the headache. Smells good. Definitely not worth the headache. Now, I will have to look all these torque specs up. I got a torque wrench. I bought a digital torque wrench that did foot-pounds and inch-pounds. That's definitely what you want to do, because on this Cummins, you have some torque specs that are inch pounds. So do the right thing and buy a torque wrench that's digital. Most time they have inch pounds on it. Most time. Backs up. And see, this is why they tell you to wear gloves, because when you go to break the torque on these, you might slip and hit your hand. God, I hate that. I've hit my hand several times. Be mad. I'm cussing, throwing wrenches. All because I didn't wear no gloves. Them old timers will say, ah, it makes you tough. I guess it does, old timer. I guess. Damn. Oh, yep. You know, the best thing for you viewers, yeah, viewers, I heard that. Definitely when you do stuff like this, try to put it in a bag that you can label, because I tried to label in the bags I got now, and luckily I put everything in order in the floorboard, but my ink came smooth off the bag from sitting in there over time. So I'd get like a paper bag or something to put them in. That way you don't mess up. Because it's honestly, it's critical to get these push rods back in the same hole. Mechanic school, those old timers teaching that class too, they said the same thing. You want to make sure you put it back where they were at. So, yeah. I'm just telling you what they told me. I'm going to be honest with you. When I did mechanic school in the Army, I had night class. So, I was half asleep most of the time. Oh well, I think I turned out alright. I can, do a few things here and there. Just a little bit. Anyways, I'll be back. Oh, just like that. I'm back. Oh, what you doing? Nothing, just goofing. New boot goofing. Let's get kills me from Reno 911. Goodness. That son gun walks out. He's like, oh. 3 payments. Genuine ostrich. What are you doing? Oh, just goofing. New boot goofing. And then at the end, that son gun his bike's around that pole. Yep. I had one of them old wrenchulators somewhere around here. What do I do with it? Oh, it's up there. Let's say you're doing brakes or whatever, because brakes are simple to do by yourself. I don't know why anybody wants to pay somebody to do some brakes. Like oil changes, man, I do my own oil changes. Why would I want to pay somebody to do my oil change when I can do it. Just about the same, if not cheaper, myself. And then you know somebody didn't over torque your drain plug. It's like somebody's putting 100 foot-pounds on the damn drain plug. And I'm like, dude, it is not that serious. It's a drain plug. You just, you know, put your hand like this on a wrench right here, and then you can't over torque. It's there. It's where you need to be. Who needs a fucking torque wrench for a drain plug? I do not understand why somebody wants to torque one of these sun guns so tight. It's not. Oh, the bum. I had a little wrench way in the back. I mean, a little ratchet. Probably should use a bigger one. Oh, yep, I'm probably gonna have to. That sun gun's tight weighted. She's tight. She's tight. Yep. Let's bust out the other one. We ain't gotta bust out the Big Daddy. We'll just bust out mid-range. Alright, so if I didn't tell you, my bad. I get on a rant, I guess you can say. A squirrel. These are tins. This cover right here. Tins. See that? Lift the weight. Oh, snap. She's getting it. Yep. Lift her up. There we go. She's loose. Loose as a goose. Don't get me started. I think I just farted. Something like that. There we go. Put some pressure on. That pressure. Damn. Pam, be doing too much. I gotta pull all these push rods out. Probably gonna try to find some cardboard. Put them in that cardboard so I can label it intake exhaust. Intake exhaust. That's about the best way to do it. Find some cardboard, punch it through, label it 1, and then you can put I and E or however you want to do it. They make this, talking about labeling things, they make this damn mesh deal. I seen it here recently. I mean, I work with what I got, but you know, for people out there that like to have stuff like that, they make this thing where you can there we go. They make this thing where you can put all your bolts. See, like I got all these bolts right here. I'm just gonna keep it in it. But they got this thing where you can seriously put them in a mesh deal in the pattern. You can make a pattern of how it was laid out. You know, I'm that type of person at the end that's gonna go, oh snap, where did that bolt go? It happens. She's still gonna run though, watch. I'm laying a bunch of these engine parts in the back seat, but I've got like a blanket and all kinds of stuff back there to protect the floor. You just gotta do what you can do to get by. That's it. You gotta do much of nothing but just get by. You don't need this fancy stuff. It's nice to have it, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'd love to have a shop. But, I mean, for years, people have been doing this stuff out in their yard. You can do it. It sucks. I ain't gonna lie. I'd love to lay on some concrete. Because, like, this area here, there's sweet gum balls laying everywhere. And I'm probably gonna get one in the back when I go to pull that oil pan out. And I'm gonna get with it. I promise you that. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be a mad son gun. Be alright. It's like them old timers say, make it tough. I guess, old timer. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Let's get you a piece of cardboard, right? I-E. I mean, it's not gotta be perfect. It ain't gotta be this big. I use that. But it's something. You take it. God dang, be careful. Man, you're just supposed to stab his son going through. Your dad is going to stab through. Well, we'll see. Yeah. Just like so. Check it out. Pow. I'm going to go at this a different route. I'm going to take it out one by one and go put it in the truck. Okay, guys. Future reference. Just have something up underneath, because that cardboard doesn't hold that great, and they will, like, from the force of pushing them through, they'll fall down. You know, it'll create you'll see when you do it, it'll create a bigger hole, and they'll just fall through the cardboard. So, and I probably should get you in here to see what I'm looking at. Let's see if I can. Just try to give you a good old shot here. That's what I'm looking at right now. It's getting there. I still got a lot to do. Pretty close to getting the head off. Pretty close. I need to take some of this stuff over here loose, and then I can pull most of it out of the way. I gotta take that heater core line loose. I think it's actually snapped in. We'll see. And get you one of these magnet lights. Some things is bad. I like them. Dude, you can stick that sun gun everywhere. You're in a tight pinch, boom, there you go. So, yeah, get you one. So like if you go to do a compression test, I made my own plug for injectors, which I don't really think you have to plug this off. But I wanted to make sure everything was plugged off in the cylinder to get a correct compression reading. I'll show you what I did. This is the injector line. I just put a bolt through it just to make sure that I wasn't leaking any compression through here. You gotta order a special compression fitting to check the compression through the injector. I did it through the injector, which I might take that out in a minute. I don't know. If I do, I do. If not, you can look it up on Amazon. They got them. And don't worry, you have to buy the one that says 5.9. They got the same. It's not the same injector per se, but it's the same diameter basically when you buy these adapters to do a compression test. Sorry about that, my camera died. I just went in there and charged it up just a little bit, just so I could finish this video. But where I left off was the head studs are a 14 millimeter, and it's going to be a 12 point. So you will need that. What I have left, which here I can bring you in and show you, what I have left is the fuel filter adapter, and then I need to take it loose from the head itself and the turbo. Yeah, I'm going to take it loose from the turbo, pull that out instead of pulling all the turbo junk out. I think I can get away with it. We'll see. I don't know. Never know. I think I can get away with it though. But yeah, anyways, so let me bring you in and show you what I'm looking at right now. Okay, so there's the fuel filter adapter. It'll have to come out. Well, not come out, just loose. And then here's all the head studs. So they look like that. I have to get all that loose. And oh, here's the compression fitting that I was talking about. That way you can test your compression on these diesels. And then here's the turbo. I'm thinking I can just get it from these 4 bolts right there around the exhaust manifold. I could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, we're on an adventure together. That's the way I look at it. Anyways, this is a different view of it, but this is where I'm gonna leave off. So in episode 2, I'll be taking the head completely out, and maybe you'll get to meet my father. I think I'm gonna have him come over and help me, guide this thing out of here, and we'll go from there. But I appreciate you watching Blackbeard's Garage. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and make sure that notification bell is turned on. That way you know when the next episode comes out. Thank you.